day, everybody. Welcome to your morning cup. Today is July 25th, 2021. It is a Monday, a beautiful Monday. One of my favorite days of the week. You know, I'm a little different. I like Mondays. I like Sundays. I like Mondays. I like the weekend, you know. But Monday's always an opportunity to start the rest of your life over again. You know what I'm saying? Start from anew. Start from the beginning. You know, the beginning of the week. Well, you know, some people will argue, oh, it's raining outside, looking nice. Some people argue about that, whether it's the beginning of the week or not, because some people say Sunday is the beginning of the week, some people say Monday, whatever. Whatever floats your boat. But anyway, here we go. We're here back here on the cup. I'm your host, Dubby Dubois. You know, here we are recording from the Dubois Studios in beautiful Central Florida. And let's get to it. We're going to break, you know, it's Wild Weekend in the nation. You know, we're going to scramble a couple of eggs that we cracked already. And we're going to talk about what's going on. Let's go.
In this country, 55 shot in Chicago, 7 dead. The police chief in Seattle pleading to get guns off the streets. ABC's Alex Brochet with our report, teaming up with our ABC stations across the country to investigate what's driving this rise in violence.
Tonight, the country dealing with an epidemic of gun violence, from Houston to Pittsburgh.
But it's just been worse since the pandemic lifted, since we lifted the restrictions.
In Chicago, a total of 51 people have been shot this weekend, 7 of them fatally.
Damn.
Among the dead, a 15 and 16-year-old. Over 200 children have been shot in Chicago this year alone. And last night in Seattle, at least 3 people were killed, 5 injured. Police investigating the scene of one deadly shooting when they received calls of gunshots about a mile away.
Shots were fired, everyone scattered.
There were a bunch, like maybe 7 shots fired consecutively.
The Seattle police chief pleading for peace on Twitter.
We've got to figure out a way to get the guns off the streets.
The latest weekend wave, part of a troubling trend in recent months.
Yo!
With its own stations, affiliates, and the Gun Violence Archive, attempting to document every shooting this past week. Look at this map. More than 1,000 incidents, over 430 dead, 1,000 wounded. Many of these attacks playing out in broad daylight. ABC's Peter Thomas on the ground in New York City.
Real quick, I wish... Oh shit, the trash man just now coming. You hear him? Anyway, I wish when they put numbers up like that, they put extravagant numbers up, like they just did 1,000 shot. I wish they would have a comparison instead of just throwing them big numbers out. Of course, one person shot, it hurt. You know, you don't want to get shot. And that's 1,000 people. They're saying a lot of them are young people under the age of 18, and that's cool. And that's the thing about the media. You know, a lot of times we wish we could get all the information so we can make a synopsis and make it in our own head, in our minds. I mean, you know, be able to figure this shit out on our own. Where you're just throwing the numbers out on us, and we're supposed to be taken aback. You know, this is America, man. This is the land of the Second Amendment. You know, so. Gun violence is not a surprise, and to be honest, it's normal. It is normal in our country. Let's continue.
Who are the victims? When you look at who's getting shot in this city right now, it's about 97% people of color. It's way off the charts.
Lindsay, 2020 was the deadliest year for shootings in the U.S. in at least 2 decades. And 2021 is on pace to surpass those numbers. DOJ strike forces in 5 cities, including Chicago and D.C., to crack down on illegal guns. Lindsay?
Alex, thank
Yeah, man. For real. I mean, it's nothing new what we talked about. We talked about this. The DOJ, the feds, whatever have you, they're in Chicago. They're in cities in Florida. They're in New York City. And they're in other places. They're in Texas. And they're looking. As you can see, all of these commissioners I've showed you guys the last few videos, whether it's the Chicago guy or whether it's Dermot O'Shea in New York. And then I didn't do a video on it, but the sheriff in Hillsborough and Tampa, they're all having these programs. We're going to get with the community. And we're going to change the culture between the police and the community. That's their new plan, their new passive plan. And then the same guys and the same administrations will turn around and say, yeah, but we need a quick fix. We need to go make impact real quick because the numbers, we got to stop it now. We can't just ask them real quick. We could, we can't just be nice to the 8-year-olds. It's not going to help us with these, these savage-ass 16-year-olds, you know? So... I mean, it is what it is. It's just funny. But you know what? Another thing I noticed in that video was the gentleman who said that after the pandemic, 2020 and 2021, that's where the numbers were coming from. We were talking about the numbers in New York. And today we're doing the nation numbers. We talked about Chicago and New York. And now we're showing you the nation numbers. It's all across the nation. People in Seattle getting clapped, right? But you know, and of course it's people. Of course it's black people mostly, and Latinos, because you know the Mexicans and them get it in a lot of gang shit, man. Gang shit. Whether it's Puerto Rican, Dominican gangs in New York, brown people are attracted to gangs just as much as the young brothers are, and I don't think the pandemic is an excuse because there's no suburban kids. They listen to the same music. Josh and them listen to that. And Josh might even punch somebody in his face in his school. He might even be tough, think he tough. He probably is where he at, but he's not shooting nobody. It's black people and it's Hispanic people. So and Josh was stuck inside too. But and of course the circumstances are different. And like I said, that's why I don't think it's the pandemic. It is about maybe you see. I take that back. I think the pandemic is part of the formula. Absolutely, I take that back. I think the pandemic is in the soup. It's the potatoes and the carrots. But I don't think it's the meat of it. I don't think it's the meat. It might even be the broth. But I don't think it's the meat of it because, I think it like I said, it makes the soup happen because all these kids inside and stuff like that. That computer. You see, they said it's been about 25, 30 years since the numbers have been this high. And 25, 30 years ago was the crack epidemic. 25, 30 years ago, young people, and young adults and children and teens, they were partaking in cracks, in drug sales, and it was a violent business. It was a business that spawned greed and murder, and people getting killed over the dollar. And I'm not saying that's good, but it's definitely better than getting killed over clout or likes or jealousy because she DM me, and she DM him and she don't like me, and then though that jealousy like that's always been around. She like him, he don't like me, but it's personified with the World Wide Web. And then of course, like we said, with greed, the pandemic, you're on the web more. I just think, man, it's a lot of disconnect. We talk about it on MOD with Emmy and O, and it's the same thing, here or anywhere else. I was telling my boy, I don't think these problems are unsolvable, but it's going to take a lot of consistency and a lot of work. It's not going to be like a house you put up and like these houses, they just make them boom, 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 and everything's going to be good. Like there's a lot of people who are lost causes, who are angry, and now that they're angry, they compromise the positive movement because it's not for them. Why they ain't put that YMCA up when I was there? When I was growing up, we ain't had that. And then, I say that too, but I think it's kind of, oh, they got that right. But not like that, like where where you're telling people, oh, why we doing coding? Where like the Hassans are telling the Qurans, why we doing coding? Like, because you're angry, because people are holding on to stuff. But, a lot of these people can't be helped. And a lot of them are young people too, so far gone. But I definitely think we could start. When you talk about fixing the future, you start with the children. And they have to stop being ignored. And they, and they're the ones getting hurt. They're the ones getting killed. So now we're gonna go back to the pandemic. Let's get to it.
Trust us. You don't want to be in the hospital saying, I regret not getting a vaccine.
Listen, we're gonna touch on all of this stuff. These are we have a divide in the nation as usual. We always have a divide on something, whether it's color or political party or religion or it's gender or sexuality or People have to be segregated. People have to be in a gang. I'm with them. I'm with this. I'm with that. That's human nature, as sick as and stupid as it sounds. And it's the same thing with the vaccinated versus the unvaccinated. I seen Plies put something up the other day, and I said it on here. You guys know that. I don't give a shit. My shit is right here, yo. I did it, I don't want to put my address ain't on there yet, but you know what I'm saying? My shit right there. I did it, and it wasn't something that I was pumped up to do because I did have my my reservations about it, but I did it because my circumstances, and I've talked about it on the other podcast on MOD. I've talked about it on here, But like I said, it's like me and my religious preferences and my religious dedication. That shit don't got nothing to do with you. I'm not trying to make you do, you know what I'm saying? Actually, the vaccine has more to do, you not getting vaccinated has more to do with someone someone's trying to push the Bible on somebody. You know, but because scientifically, we see what's happening. Let's get to the video. And this is still America. Everyone has a right. And honestly, Americans don't like to be told anything. Even if they're wrong. They don't, especially if you're going to tell them anyway, you know? Stupid motherfuckers, get your vaccine. You know what I mean? I'm talking crazy. I'm like, yo, kiss my ass. I know it's stupid. You be like, yo, you know, listen. Let's go to the video. I'm rambling.
Do it.
Let's go.
This vaccination site in Miami recently extended its hours of operation, and 5 new pop-up vaccination sites were set up here over the weekend. This is the head of the largest hospital here in Miami, says that the Delta variant now makes up nearly half of all cases in the county.
Everything looks good.
49%. That number 2 months ago, 2%.
The show goes on amid the spread of the Delta variant. Officials warning those who attended this hip-hop festival in South Florida about the rising number of coronavirus cases in the state. Florida recording 73,000 new cases last week, an average of more than 10,000 per day, now accounting for 1 in 5 cases in the U.S. New pop-up vaccination sites set up, with demand ramping up. The White House and CDC reporting about 790,000 vaccinations nationwide over the weekend, possibly the biggest 24-hour period since early July. Nearly 60% of U.S. adults are fully vaccinated, but cases have skyrocketed, 314% since mid-June. Hospitalizations are up by nearly 40%. The South is struggling. Florida, Arkansas, and Louisiana have the highest rates of infection in the country. This healthcare worker in Alabama is urging people to get vaccinated.
For me personally, I've never been as frustrated professionally as I am right now.
Nationwide, more than 25,000 patients are being treated for COVID in the hospital. Most are not vaccinated.
Deaths in multiple states now being blamed on extreme weather. In central Utah, police say high winds kicked up a sandstorm on Interstate 15, causing this 20-car pileup. At least 7 people were killed. Several others were hospitalized overnight. In Arizona, authorities are searching for 2 children, both swept away by floodwaters in separate incidents. Authorities in Cottonwood identified the missing 16-year-old as Faith Moore. Authorities say rushing water swept her off her car during the rescue attempt.
The water was only at her knees at the time she called for help. The water quickly rose to over 8 feet within an hour.
Farther south, authorities are searching for a 4-year-old girl in the town of Pima, where police say floodwaters overtook a family's car on this road. Rescuers pulled 5 family members to safety, but the water swept the vehicle away before they got to the little girl.
It's a small community, and it's heartbreaking when something like this happens.
In the meantime, the extreme drought is fueling at least 80 wildfires in 11 states. In Northern California this weekend, the state's largest fire, the Dixie Fire, exploded in size after merging with a smaller blaze. It's now raging in 2 counties, burning at least a dozen homes, but threatening as many as 10,000. And this fire in Montana is so destructive, Utah and California are sending resources, despite the major fires.
California still got resources left? Shit. I've traveled all over. All right, look at the nation. You know, the spike in the COVID numbers in those states. In the state I'm in Florida, the vibe down here is like it's a lot of maskless. You know, the governor said F that. You know, he's not with none of that shit. He's like, yo, we're gonna live our lives. Our kids are going to school. The unvaccinated don't have to wear masks. So you know, it's pretty much, you know, it is. You know, you gotta do what you gotta worry about. You gotta make decisions on your own. There's no mandates. Fend for yourself. I'm pretty comfortable, you know, and I still wear my mask and shit because I don't know what's next. But people are like, all right, so now the thing with the vaccine is the people who are being hospitalized in this surge are all reportedly unvaccinated. The people on the ventilators, 98%, 97% of them, numbers like that is what is being reported. So me going off of reports from reputable news sources When I say they're reputable news sources, I want to let you know that I understand that the media, like I was saying, even with those fires, we've been seeing fires on the news for the last 2 years like nuts. We've always known there's wildfires in Northern California and Oregon and the Northwest and whatnot, what have you. But it seems like, damn, every time is it being more reported now, or is it happening more? So, I always have that question with the media. And like I said, you have to dance around, look at different reports, because some leave things out. Some emphasize other parts of the reports more than others. So they can even use facts to sway you. Don't try to not to subscribe in that. But the facts of the matter is, people who are not vaccinated are the ones reportedly getting very ill. And let's go.
University School of Public Health.
A little bit more.
Welcome back again this morning. We just heard Dr. Fauci say that the CDC might be considering revising its mask guidance. Do you think that's a good idea?
See,
good morning, George. Thanks for having me here.
Before I even kick it off on this video, see shit like this shit is frustrating. But for a lot of people, because they don't know. They might know a little more because they got there in their lab and doing all of that. And let's say, I don't have no beef with Dr. Fauci. But I do know Dr. Fauci is just going off of, statistics and his numbers and older and other viruses or other past experiences. Because this is a new thing. You're just going to have to go with educated guesses. Educated guesses, period, hypothesis. And then you solve and try to, get your formula. So, and that frustrates people because they've been wrong and they've changed their mind. They've listened to people frustrated about the mask. Now they're telling everyone early in May, oh, we're going to come out. Everything is open. Now you can't close everything again because people are going to go nuts. So you have to leave everything open and you have to battle through a new variant. So it's going to be very interesting.
Welcome back again this morning. We just heard Dr. Fauci say that the CDC might be considering revising its mask guidance. Do you think that's a good idea?
Good morning, George. Thanks for having me here. I think it'll help. The issue really at this point is what are Americans willing to tolerate, and are Americans going to be willing to mask back up again? It can be a temporizing measure. What we really need is a lot more people vaccinated. That's how we end this thing.
That's how we end this thing. How about schools, though? We know schools are starting, school districts starting as soon as the next couple of weeks. Should they be rethinking vaccine and mask mandates?
Yeah, I think, for kids under 12 who have not gotten vaccinated, especially if you're in a zone with a lot of infections happening, I think masks can make sense as part of a broader set of things. For older kids, for people who are vaccinated, imagine a room full of vaccinated older kids and teachers, it probably is less necessary. I think it's going to be a community decision.
One of the biggest things holding people back from taking this vaccine right now, it appears, is the fact that you still only have emergency use authorization for the vaccines, not full authorizations. Why is it taking so long? How much of a difference will that make?
So first of all, I think it'll make an enormous difference. I think for a lot of people who are on the fence, it'll help them jump off that fence. For I think a lot of companies that want to mandate this so they can bring workers safely back, it'll help them. I think a lot of us are baffled at why the FDA is taking so long. I mean, typically it does take 6 to 12 months for the FDA. These are not typical times, and the data is overwhelmingly clear. The FDA is going to fully approve it. They should just move forward a bit faster right now.
We're seeing this surge right now. How bad is it going to get?
I'm worried, George, that it's going to get much, much worse. We're still in the early days of this surge. Right now, we're generating about 50,000 Americans getting infected. That number could easily double or triple. We've got a ways to go before it really peaks and starts coming back down.
So we have to get those vaccines up.
We have to get those vaccines up. There is no other way this pandemic comes to an end.
Dr. Jha, thanks for your time and your information this morning.
Thank you.
The evidence on how effective vaccines are is just so clear.
The science is there. You're right.
Now we caught COVID right around the same time, right?
Right.
And
that's Slim Thug and Scarface and Willie D. I'm gonna close it up with these guys because it's just they're gonna pretty much be a microcosm of the polarization of the pandemic and the vaccine and everything that's come with it in the last 18 months of our lives, some shit like that. And I just don't think You know, there was a story and I was looking for it and I couldn't find it, and I really wanted to show it to you guys because I saw it on World News, and there were these people in Missouri. You guys saw on the map that Missouri was Missouri had a surge, right, in positive coronavirus cases. And you know, there was this guy. He recovered, but he was really anti-virus. There's a couple people who were anti-vaccine on Twitter, and there's a guy who died, and they were politicizing and sensationalizing his death because he had said was dissing the vaccine, and he died. So they wanted to show and use him as a prop, unfortunately for him. But the Missouri family. That family was telling everyone after, because the mother, both of the folks had the coronavirus, and the mom was pregnant. She had lost the baby, and the dude was sick. They both were sick, and they finally recovered. But you know, they took a lot of losses, and they went and started to say, "Listen, we were against it. Take it." All right, cool. But, then there was another guy who's taking the vaccine, and this guy was telling his doctor, like, "Yo, no one can know about this. I don't want none of my friends to know. This can't leak that I'm taking this virus." He had a car in the front to whisk him away, like he was an FBI informant. You know, they was like he was in witness protection because he didn't want his friends to know that he took the vaccine. What kind of friends is that? You know, how are you living like that? Damn, son, like this is crazy, and that's what I said. This thing transcends race to me. Because a lot of black people, you know, the mistrust in the black community, of course, we don't like, yo, these white people come with this. You remember the Tuskegee? That's what we always could go back to, among other lies and deceit we've been given and fed as black people in America. So, of course, they be apprehensive. But listen, that virus dropped, that unvaccinated, I keep saying right, that vaccine dropped, and those white people who was jumping on it first, you know? So if they're going to kill, they want to kill all of us, all the black people. They're going to take a lot of white people with them. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I don't really believe in that conspiracy of they want to kill black people, because for the simple fact that we are the biggest consumers on this side of the globe. Maybe control us, yes. Maybe manipulate us, definitely manipulate us, yes. Not maybe control us, manipulate and control, yes. But to want to wipe us out, no. Why would they want to do that? You know? May even control our, you know? But I don't think it's I don't think it's about that. I think it's bigger than that. I think this is about money and the economy. And they want this shit up out of here. You know? You know, I have reservations of how it was made. It probably could have been a biological weapon or whatever have you. You know, my theory is just my theory, and it doesn't even freaking matter anymore. Because, you know, like I said, I ain't worried about nothing. But, you know, it doesn't really matter where it came from. The shit here, the shit did damage. They don't want that shit here no more. You know, some people feel it was a ploy to get us to take this back. Well, the fact, you know, there's always a new one. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen anyone been fucked up from the vaccine yet. We'll see. But we know people getting fucked up from COVID. So, with that said, hey, the Olympics are back on. With that said, the sun will still shine, right? Oh, I didn't even play the video. Let's play it. My bad.
Right around the same time, right?
Right. Play the video. And, before the sun shines.
It fucking hit me way hard. Excuse me. It hit me way hard and it hit Slim. But now that we over this,
it still got my man fucked up.
Man, I went and got the vaccine.
Definitely
did. You?
On Instagram, live on Instagram.
You got the vaccine?
Yes. They
so we waiting on Willie.
They live on me. Oh, you here? See that? They coming to the
This is an interesting conversation between Willie,
and that's what I try to tell
Slim,
people,
and
man.
Face.
Like, we had this shit, like it's real. Like we saw it. I seen Face. Face make me should know this shit was really real. Before I play, you know what, I be having a question for you, conspiracy theorists. I can't wait to sit down with you too.
Oh, gotcha.
So, okay, y'all answer me this. Y'all so scared of medicine, okay, right? But if it was something that said, okay, you can take this and you will never be able to catch.
Hey, Willie, I liked it, yo. I liked it. I screenshot it, then I liked the video, Willie. Let me rock, yo. Y'all got love for y'all.
Oh, man.
Don't disclaim my shit, please.
Listen, man, I just don't. It's just hard for me to just accept. Listen
to Willie. Hear him out.
There is some medicine that I can say, okay, I don't necessarily all the way trust it, but I probably should just take a chance on this.
Have you had a polio vaccine?
This is one of those things. No.
You have not had a polio vaccine? Have you had a measles vaccine?
No.
Have you had a chicken pox vaccine?
No.
So you finna get all that shit.
No, but I was lying just now. Of course I had some damn measles and some damn chicken pox vaccine. Because I'm not taking the COVID vaccine because it was rushed, bro.
That's bullshit. That shit been in the making for 55,000 years.
If it's been in the making, why they couldn't stop it?
Because we had an imbecile as a president. Man, come on,
they had to rush the process. With something normal, like any other thing going on around here that's not as deadly, that start a whole pandemic.
Yo, all three of them are gonna take different angles. Face is gonna go after blame the president. Thug is gonna say, gonna talk about the precedence and the urgency, and Willie just like, yo, I ain't fucking with it. So I just think these three are like, this is awesome. Go ahead.
We never seen this in our lifetime. So of course they had to go through emergency measures. I'm saying that's serious. I know we had what was that?
We had all that shit, but the only reason why the shit didn't make it to our shores is because we had somebody that was smart enough to deal with it.
Right.
We had a fucking imbecile as president.
Yeah.
And this dumb motherfucker made it seem like he was trying to hide it.
Exactly.
Because he didn't want to scare nobody.
That's not my only trepidation behind taking this damn thing.
What's the word?
I gotta look that shit up.
What is it?
Trepidation. Listen.
Every time niggas say a big word, I gotta repeat that shit.
He's a little apprehensive. He's a little, I don't know, trepidation.
On, man.
Ain't that big.
That's not the only reason, man. The other side is this.
Trepidation.
They are so in a rush to get black people to take this vaccine. There's never been a time in American history where we have experienced a crisis and black people were among the first people to benefit from relief. It don't even make sense.
I
agree with that, but you got white people. Oh, Joe Biden had his big head ass on that taking shit first.
How do we know he really took it?
A lot of white people took it. That's the
How do
thing.
we know he took it?
All the white people.
And how do we know they take it?
We don't know for sure. I mean, come on, Willie. I know white people who take it.
So not just white people, but every other race. You think everybody just faking just to wipe us out this motherfucker?
I know that if motherfucker ain't faking to wipe us out this motherfucker, they can fake to wipe us out this motherfucker.
I think that I believe this.
They're not trying to kill us, Willie.
First of all, y'all know I got high blood pressure. I take that pill. Yeah, I take that. I've been taking that pill since 27. That's why I be running and doing all this workout shit. That's what, I was fasting, and that's what made me change.
Nah, you was never be that slim, dog.
I was about to ask you, did you think
Yeah, that's it. The sun will still shine, right? But real quick, that one of the videos earlier I played, and they showed you some hip hop concert and said everyone who went to the hip hop concert, be careful. And that shit be getting black. That should get us on our nerves because everything is open. Everyone's around each other. But they get a hip hop concert and they want to order a hip hop concert. Everyone who was there, you could have been exposed, and maybe so. But why is the hip hop concert the spotlight venue that they show us when they're talking about the surge and everything? And shit like that make people just drop the shit altogether. I ain't fucking with these people. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, it's the way things are reported. And you can, the minority can feel because it's reported to appease the majority, These national news and stuff. That's why I say a lot of people don't trust it. But if you look at the news and just go right into just the meat and potatoes of it and the math, facts are facts. All that other shit they throw in it to fuck with your mind, it's there too. But so I said you gotta take in different news sources and what have you. Even the ones I like, I can rip them apart. I like 60 Minutes and PBS. They're pretty hardcore. 60 Minutes is not like a daily news source though, but even Newsweek and Time, all of them shits, they push you towards a direction. They push your opinion in a direction where you might not even gone if you would have just started on your own. Now everyone's a genius. Everyone knows everything, but we all are in this for the first time. The Spanish flu was 200 years ago. Everyone's dead who was around for that. So, you know. Man. I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. It's something else I want to say. Oh, I'm gonna holler at her first. I'm gonna try to get with Miss Bianca Chambers, because I was able to make contact with her, and I should have asked her when I was able to when we were messaging each other. I should have asked her if I can she's still going, you know that drag, man. That guy got locked up. You know, Bianca's still in the viral news. Real, I like Miss Chambers. That's my girl right there. I fuck with her. I'm gonna see what up with her and see. We never know. I'm not gonna say anything. I gotta holler at her first. But anyway, listen. Thank you for joining me on the cup. You don't have to like it if you didn't like it. Don't like it. You know, even the subscription. You don't have to subscribe if you want to subscribe. I'm just glad you're hearing me say this, because that means you're here. So with that said, have a wonderful Monday. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the day I hate the most, Tuesday. Later, guys. That's our guy, right? Later, guys.